Hey guys, welcome back to A Complicated Melody, and I am back with a MAC haul because we have Fashion Sets. Fashion Sets is a great new collection of gorgeous, bright colors. There are 4 lipsticks, 4 lip liners, 4 eyeshadows, and there were 4 nail polishes, and I didn't get the nail polish. I am not a huge fan of MAC nail polishes. I've seen just similar colors that I already had, and I'm more of like an OPI, China Glaze, Zoya fan. So I stick with what I know, and the price point is always a little bit better on those. So that's the only reason why I don't really go for MAC nail polishes. But with that being said, there were 2 products I already had, which was Embrace Me lip liner and the Heroine lipstick, which I have on here. And those are the only ones I had. So I got all the other lipsticks and lip liners, and then I got the eyeshadows. So I'll start with the lip liners. I already had Embrace Me from another collection, which is a great bright pink. And so there are 4, and they all have the same name. There is Heroine, which is the purple, Embrace Me, which is the deep pink, Silly, which is a light pink, and a Blaze, which is a bit of an orange. And let's see, so Heroine, I'm glad they came out with a lip liner to go with it, because the Heroine color could be used with other colors. It doesn't have to be just used with the Heroine lipstick, of course, but having a good lip liner to match Heroine is great. And so it's a gorgeous purple color. Then we have Embrace Me, which is a great pink. It's really one of my favorite pinks that I have. This is a great bright pink. And then Silly. Or did I give you a little bit of a close-up? That's what Embrace Me looks like. And Silly, which is also very bright but a little bit softer. And then we have a Blaze, which is a nice orange color. So there we have the lip liners. You can see, very nice. So then we have lipsticks to go. Now I've had Heroine from a previous collection. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous purple color, and it is a fan favorite. I know there was a little bit of chatter on Twitter the other day on whether they think it, MAC will go ahead and make it a permanent color, which would be nice if they did that, right? So then you guys could have it. Now all of these are matte, and surprisingly they're all pretty smooth. They're not as drying as some mattes can be, so they are still soft. And I really like a Blaze. It's that bright orange color. So here we have Heroine, Embrace Me, Silly, and a Blaze. I will say that with these, they do match pretty spot on. See, maybe a little difference in the 2 Sillies, but close enough, which is always nice because sometimes it's hard to find a lip liner that goes really perfectly with a lipstick. And a lot of times I tend to go with a lip liner that's slightly darker than the lipstick, which makes having these great because then I compare them with other lipsticks I already have. So that's nice, right? And like I said, the Heroine is probably my favorite addition as a lip liner because I always need a nice purple plum lipstick liner. And the ones that I have are a little bit deeper that are from MAC. So that's a great combination there. And then I can see playing with the Embrace Me and Silly, I think, and even Silly and maybe Heroine. If you are someone who is into the like ombre lips and kind of the gradients, I think those will play with each other very well. Then we have lip gloss to match all of them. So then for my lips here, I put just a little bit of the lip glass on top So that's kind of actually sheared it out just a little bit. But these are great enough to wear by themselves. Surprisingly pretty opaque. And I looked in my collection and there was only one pink that I thought was kind of close to Embrace Me and Silly, but it was like an in-between, right in between the two. I can't remember the name of it, but there was only one that I found that was close, and it actually was in between the two. It wasn't an exact match to any of them. So again, the lip gloss, as you can see, matched pretty well. Embrace Me, Silly, and Ablaze. So altogether, they make great combinations. You have all the tools you need. So I like when they come out with that too, because if you're someone who gets a lipstick, then you don't have a lip liner that's similar or matches, it's right there with you. You have all three right there. You can buy all three. Now, we also have eyeshadows. And the only one that, well, actually, all of them did kind of throw me off a little bit, because I was thinking that they would be a little closer match to the actual lipstick colors and lip colors, but they're not. So this is Heroin, and automatically you're going to say that looks like blue, and it is. It is a kind of purpley blue. So not sure why they decided to not make a more purple one. Maybe there's some similar ones and this one's a little different. I don't know. But as you can see, it's definitely a bit more blue. It's not even a bit more blue. It's very blue. And up against the purple, you can tell. And then we have Embrace Me. I think Embrace Me is probably the closest as far as which eyeshadows kind of match the other colors. And that one does. And these are all satin. And this one actually has, the feel is a bit, they're all a little bit drier and more of a matte than a satin. Yeah, they're all say satin, but they all, oh no, Silly is a frost, but then Silly comes off more like a matte too, slightly. Kind of matte, kind of chalky. Yeah. So, I don't know. Of the colors that I have here in the new colors, I do like Silly the most. That kind of pale pink color. Because I don't think I have anything that close. And then Ablaze as well. And I would have liked it if Ablaze was a bit deeper, like the lip products. But, because it actually comes off a bit more peachy than orange. So, and this one is a matte. So this one is labeled as a matte, even though all of these come off very matte to me, despite what they say on the packages. So there's Ablaze. So as you can see, Embrace Me isn't as bright as the lips. It's actually kind of right in between Silly and Embrace Me, and then Silly is a pale pink, and then Ablaze is that nice peachy color. So of the eyeshadows, I do like, even though they don't match necessarily the lipstick colors as closely, I do like Silly and Ablaze the most out of all four of them. So those are the two that I really like. But overall, fun colors, great colors, good staple colors. You cannot go wrong with having like a good purple and a good pink and maybe a brighter pink and then a good orange. Now, these may not all work with you. I think Heroin is one of the few purples that I've seen on deeper skin tones and lighter skin tones that look very good on a lot of different people. So that's one thing. That's why I think it's so very popular, and it's just a gorgeous pink. I mean purple. It's just a gorgeous purple, and you can see why it's very, very popular. So, you know, what if they took it and made it a permanent, like Candy Yum Yum? I don't know. That is not a rumor or anything. I was just hearing some tweets about it, reading some tweets that came through on my timeline about it. And I was like, well, you know, because it is so popular, I could imagine if they were ever to take a limited edition product, that'd be one of the first I think they'd say, we need to go ahead and make this one a permanent, because I think it would, you know, stay flying off the shelves. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous purple. And again, Fashion Sets is at MAC now. You can go ahead and pick them up. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video.